Hey there everybody, it's Mark Crilley back with another video. This is not a how to draw video. This is actually the second in what will hopefully be an ongoing series of videos in which I ask questions to you, my viewers, and get your feedback. Some of you may remember I did a video a while back in which I asked about art supplies. And I thought it went very well. It was interesting to hear the different points of view on that subject matter. And so I'm going to do another one today. And this is a kind of a trickier question to ask. Let me kind of set it up. And before I get to that, I should probably point out that what I'm doing right now is inking one of the panels of Brody's Ghost, Book 4. And sort of a cityscape scene. Give you something to look at while I set this question up. So here's the thing, and I think I'm going to title this, Why Do You Draw? Which is a huge open-ended question. But I want to sort of say, first of all, that I replace the word draw with anything you want to, okay? Because it could be, you know, why do you paint? Why do you, you know, create sculptures? Why do you create music? Why do you do that creative pursuit that you like to do, whatever it is? And let me kind of qualify what I'm talking about here with the idea that, you know, it seems to me that there is a spectrum, the way I look at it, of artists. And way over on one side of the spectrum is what I would call the super pure artist. Someone who does his or her art almost entirely for himself or for herself. They don't really care very deeply what other people think of it. They don't they're not thinking about what people are going to say as they work on it. The only thing that matters to them is being true to themselves. So that's the way over on one side. Now, you go all the way to the other side, and you have someone who is creating their art, whatever it is, primarily for other people, in order to show it to other people, and is, you know, to take it all the way to the extreme, almost obsessed with what other people think. And their own tastes almost don't even matter anymore. It's all about pleasing the people. And I'm not judging anything here, because I think there's, you know, they're just different ways of doing things. And then people will be on at some point on that spectrum, okay? So I'll use myself as an example. I think that I'm probably closer to the side that is all about pleasing other people or communicating with other people. And what I mean by that is, if, you know, when I sit down to create a story, I'm very focused on creating something that is going to reach out and connect with people, that will be accessible, that they will understand. And I do take into account what, you know, what styles I think people will like. I take into account previous criticism from other works and so forth. I try not to get obsessed about it. And I do feel that, you know, I have some of that legitimate, pure artist in me. Excuse me. That I work on something and do large parts of it mainly just to please myself, or to, you know, create the kind of story that I want to read. You often hear that. People say, you know, I'm working on the kind of story that I would like to read, or I'm working on, you know, the kind of song that I would enjoy hearing. So I have some aspect of that in terms of the way I work. But I've always looked at myself as a sort of a showman. You know, one of my formative experiences was being in the school talent show and standing up there and putting on a show and making the people laugh. Now, and sorry, because this is not really coming across as a question, it's getting kind of lengthy, but I do want to sort of set this up so that you know what it is that I'm thinking about, and I'm kind of curious to hear if other people struggle with this as well. But I think the danger in being the kind of person who is focused on the audience is you begin to wonder sometimes, does it all come down to getting a pat on the head from people? Is that the whole point of this? To do something to impress people, to have them say, oh, good job, job well done. You know, almost as if you are in this never-ending childlike state of wanting daddy and mommy to say, oh, good job, you did a good job, right? And in your sort of darkest hours as an artist, you can sometimes wonder if is that what it's all about? Am I doing this just to get that little pat on the head? And that, you know, let's face it, that sounds a little sad, doesn't it? if that's your whole motivation, just to get you know, the applause of the crowd or whatever. And so I'm always sort of thinking about that. And I suppose I've made my peace with that in my case. I think, yes, I am sort of a showman. I am putting on a show, trying to, you know, entertain people. And for better or worse, that's the kind of artist that I am. But I do struggle, and I kind of hope over time that I can become a little more like that pure artist, the person who is creating purely for themselves and not so worried about what people will think. It's kind of a tough thing. I wonder if you can even choose which type of artist you are. So anyway, my basic question is, what are your thoughts on this? Do you see yourself one way or the other as someone who is creating the art mainly for others, for whatever reason? It doesn't have to be that sort of low reason that I gave an example of just constantly wanting a pat on the head. It could be more of just like I enjoy, you know, entertaining others. Or are you more on that other side of that, where you're creating it mainly for yourself? And you know who I always think of? I think of the poet Emily Dickinson, who wrote vast amounts of poetry without anyone ever seeing it. She was doing it for herself. It was self-expression. And I think we can all agree that there's something very admirable about that, that purity, that level of purity. So please leave your thoughts about this whole topic in the comments section. And I think maybe the title of the video remains as the key question. Why do you draw? Why do you create the thing that you create? And maybe just sort of think about it in terms of what I was asking there. To what degree do you create your work, so, you know, with a focus on showing it to other people? And to what degree are you more that kind of pure artist? And just what are your thoughts about that in general? I'm really curious to hear what people say. I'm going to read every one of the comments, and I'm going to select from them and do a follow-up video in which I sort of share some of the comments that came through and, you know, respond to those things. Those of you who saw the video that was about art supplies, you'll kind of remember how I did that. And I really hope you enjoy it. I think I like doing the how to draw videos, and I intend, my hope is that I can do a how to draw video every Friday, or as close to Friday as I can manage. And then whenever possible, do a second video, like today's Monday as I'm doing this. Do a second video that is not a how to draw video, that's more just me staying in touch with my viewers. Or me playing around and sharing some thoughts with you, or covering some other kind of a thing. And we're coming up on the month of August. I think I'm going to be able to do more of these second videos so that you'll get 2 videos per week, which I would love to do. And it seems to me many of you would enjoy having even more than the 1 video per week. Anyway, boy, I've already gone like 8.5 minutes talking about this. Thanks in advance to anyone who leaves their thoughts in the comments. I really do look forward to hearing what you have to say on this topic, and I'm going to pull it all together, and I really look forward to being able to pull it all together and share with you the sort of communal thoughts on this topic. So thanks so much. I look forward to reading your comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with another one real soon.